On August 15, 1977, it was a routine day at Ohio Wesleyan University. But that night something was about to happen that would remain a mystery for humans for years to come. The university's Big Air Radio Telescope, with a 30-meter wide reflector, detected a massive radio signal at 10:16 p.m. This signal traveled from the telescope to the IBM 1130 computer and was automatically converted before being sent to the printer. In the control room that night, there was complete silence except for the sound of the printer. The printed signal got buried among all the other printouts, and at that moment, no one realized that the Big Ear telescope had received an alien signal from the Sagittarius constellation. A few days later, the control room technician picked up the printouts and noticed the astronomical code 6EQUJ5. Jerry Emin saw this and highlighted it with a red pen, writing "Wow" next to it. From then on, this signal became known as the WOW signal. But what was so special about this signal? For the past 47 years, it has remained a mystery for astronomers, and the question still persists. Was this signal a message from aliens or just a coincidence? The importance of the WOW signal lies in a study that was released 18 years prior to this event. In 1959, Cornell University physicists Philip Morrison and Giuseppe Cocconi released a paper in which they hypothesized that if there were an extraterrestrial civilization in the universe, they would use a frequency of 1420 megahertz to communicate with us, the inhabitants of Earth. The reason for this is that this frequency naturally comes from hydrogen, and it is well known that hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe. This could be a common and understandable reference for any technologically advanced civilization, which is why this frequency was considered ideal for extraterrestrial communication. After this study in 1973, Ohio State University dedicated its radio telescope Big Ear to search for extraterrestrial or intelligent life signals beyond Earth's atmosphere, and named the mission Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI. This mission became the longest-running mission of its time, designed to search for life beyond Earth. The Big Ear Radio Telescope was located near Perkins Observatory on the Ohio Wesleyan University campus, and its mission was to scan different parts of the sky and detect any intelligent signals coming from beyond Earth. On the night of August 15, 1977, at 10:16 p.m., the signal received by the telescope was so unique and powerful that Jerry Emin and his fellow scientists were astonished. The signal lasted for 72 seconds, which was recorded by the telescope and, after computer conversion, became 6EQUJ5. The signal contained numbers and letters, but these were not a hidden message. Rather, they indicated the intensity and power of the signal. The WOW signal had a total of 6 characters, and each character or number represented a 12-second interval, meaning the telescope would detect the signal for 12 seconds, record it in the computer, and then begin recording the next 12-second interval. So, with 6 characters and each character lasting 12 seconds, the WOW signal lasted a total of 72 seconds. It is worth mentioning that when no signal is received by the telescope, it records a 0 value. The smallest signal recorded is 1, and similarly, as the numbers increase, it indicates that the intensity and power of the signal are also increasing. Normally, the Big Ear telescope would receive signals with intensity values between 1 and 3 or 4. However, the WOW signal started with an intensity of 6. If the value exceeds 10, it is converted into alphabetic characters, such as 10 equals A, 11 equals B, 12 equals C, and so on. The second part of the WOW signal was converted to the letter E, which represents 14, meaning that while the intensity was 6 in the first 12 seconds, it increased to 14 in the next 12 seconds. The third character, Q, has a value of 26. The highest value in the signal was 30, which was converted to the letter U. And then in the final two segments, its value became J and 5, corresponding to 20 and 5 respectively. One of the most remarkable aspects of the WOW signal was that it was only detected on the 1420 MHz frequency channel, the same frequency that naturally emanates from hydrogen. This is why astronomers have speculated that the signal might have been generated by extraterrestrial civilizations, as hydrogen is the most common element in the universe, and any advanced civilization would likely choose a universal and easily understood frequency to communicate. Additionally, if we were to plot the strength of the WOW signal on a line chart, it would look very unique. The signal reached a value of 30 and then gradually faded. Such signals can only be deliberately generated. One reason for linking the WOW signal to extraterrestrials is that while cosmic events do generate signals, they do not follow this pattern, gradually increasing in strength and then fading, and they are not typically a one-time event. In contrast, the WOW signal was only heard once. If it had been generated by a natural event, it would have been heard multiple times and would not have been confined to just the 1420 MHz frequency band. Now, addressing the second question, where exactly in the sky did the WOW signal come from? Due to the design of the Big Ear telescope, determining the exact location of the signal was very difficult. The telescope had to separate structures called feed horns, which were scanning different parts of the sky due to the Earth's rotation. The WOW signal was heard in only one of these feed horns, but not the other. The data was processed in such a way that it was impossible to determine which feed horn received the signal. Therefore, we have to possible locations where the signal might have originated, but we cannot confirm which one it was. The location of the signal was somewhere in the Sagittarius constellation, specifically near the globular cluster M55, close to the Sagittarius region. This mystery remains unsolved, because while we know that the WOW signal came from the Sagittarius constellation, the exact coordinates have not been confirmed. There are many theories and hypotheses regarding the WOW signal's nature and its origin, but scientists do not agree on any one theory. One possibility is that it was a weak interstellar twinkling link, similar to how stars twinkle, but the signal was detected by the Very Large Array Telescope, the Very Large Array VLA telescope, which is more sensitive than Big Ear, failed to detect the signal. If the signal had been detected by Big Ear due to interstellar twinkling, it should have been detected by the VLA as well, which makes this theory incorrect. Another idea was proposed that perhaps the signal originated from Earth and reflected off an asteroid or space debris back to the Big Ear telescope. However, this theory was also proven wrong, as scientists argued that if the signal had been generated on Earth, it would not have retained enough power after bouncing off space debris to reach an intensity of 30, represented by the letter U. Another issue is that the 1420 MHz frequency band is reserved for astronomy, and no permission is given for sending radio signals at this frequency from Earth. For this reason, it is not possible for the WOW signal to have originated from Earth. Jerry Ehman and other astronomers tried to find the signal 50 times. In 1989 and 1987, Robert Gray used Meta-Array telescope, and in 1995 H. Paulshow used the Green Bank Observatory telescope, and in 1999, Gray and Simon Ellingson used the 26-meter telescope at the Mount Pleasant Radio Observatory to investigate, but the result was always the same: complete silence. Was this signal an accident, or did aliens attempt to contact us and then stop? In 2017, Antonio Paris suggested that the signal might have come from the hydrogen clouds of two objects, TTS-26P and 335P. But the origin of the WOW signal remains a mystery. The scientific community is still trying to understand the source of this signal. Was it a message from an alien civilization, or was it a natural cosmic event? Even though 47 years have passed since, the WOW signal was recorded on the night of August 15, 1977. The signal has never been recorded again by any telescope. We hope you will like and share this video. Thank you for your love and comments. See you in the next amazing video.